blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Man. What's good, everybody? And I want to welcome you to another installment of the Louisiana Lyricist Lounge, hosted by me, Paul Cram the Poet, and my co-host, Imuna J, who is going to be out for this episode. This episode, man, we're honoring mothers, man. And how better to have a show than to honor the woman who has given me my pen name. Paul Cram, which is an acronym for Proof a Woman Can Raise a Man. I got that name because I woke her up. I was living in Shreveport and gave her a phone call. I woke her up asking about the stage name. She hung up in my face like any other black mom. Really woke her up. And she hung up in my face, but then she called right back and she gave me that name, explained what it meant. And I've been Paul Cram ever since, man. Ever since. There's no other person that I know that has the strength that this woman has. And I put her through the ringer, man. I gave her the blues. And she put her foot in places that she ain't supposed to go. But it made me who I am today. Without this woman, man, there is no Paul Cram. Without her, there is no me. And I thank her so much for everything that she has done. Everything that she's still doing, because I can still call my mama right now and say I need some help, and she's gonna help me. But this piece that I'm getting ready to spit is actually the first spoken word piece that I've ever written way back in the day, and it explains my name. So this is the way I will introduce the greatest woman on the planet, my mother, Miss Andrea King. Today's black woman have the right to hold her head in the clouds. Because for many years it was us as men that tried to keep her down, but she turned her frown upside down and started doing things on her own. Her baby daddy was never around, so she was forced to turn her house into a home. For the kids, they gave her hell, but she did her job well. Not once did she pay a bill because they never went to jail. Why? She was a fighter, a prayer warrior, on her knees every day. And she'll just pray that the Lord will make a way for her someday. You see, my mother is a beautiful black woman. She's independent and real strong, but she's been down for too long, going through times that was wrong. But now she's sitting on her throne. She plays a double role, you see. She had to be my king and my queen. My biological was never there for me. Christmas, we had gifts, and Thanksgiving, we had food. My mother did what she had to do to make sure my sister and I were cool. She never took her anger out on us when bills were past due, and hell, the way she hustled, we never knew child support never came through. So basically what I'm saying is that, ladies, my mother raised me despite the absence of a man. And I promise you can do the same thing if you only believe that you can. Fall on your knees and pray to the Lord and ask him to guide your hand. And your sons will be like me. Proof a woman can raise a man. I'm Paul Cram. Everybody, I want to introduce you to my mother, my backbone, my hero, Miss Andrea King.
Hello.
Hey, Mama.
What's up?
Man, so you get to let the world know what it's like being the mother of Paul Cram.
Wow. Well, first, I was the mother of Charles DeAndre, and it wasn't easy, but Nothing in life that's worth it is. So now looking at Paul Cram, I'm proud. I'm happy. All the sacrifices were worth it. But your ass was a mess. You know, some people say it take a village to raise a child. Shit, it took the Arklatics to raise you. Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, everything. But I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. So I get this question a lot. They always ask me what got me started in poetry, and I always tell them this story. And I wonder if you remember this. So we were living in Deerfield, and I don't know if it was something you just decided to do, or if we wanted something and you couldn't get it. I don't know what it was, but I remember you coming into the room. It was a black frame, yellow paper, and it had my name going straight down, and you had wrote a poem using the first letter of my name. You remember that?
Yes.
That's where my love of poetry started.
Really?
I'll never forget that moment. Like, of everything that you have gotten us, that's one thing that I haven't forgotten. Like, I still remember the color of the paper. Like, it was just like, I remember that's when my love of poetry started. So I obviously got it from somewhere. So tell me about your poetic history.
I actually wrote my first poem in Grambling, and it was published it was about Black History Month, and by it being, the shortest month of the year, and it was published, but I always like to put pen to paper, and whether it comes out a poem or a letter to myself, or it feels like the explanation is solid, it's deeper when it's on paper. So I've always liked to put pen to paper.
Are you still active? Like, do you still catch yourself writing at times?
No, I haven't. I haven't written a poem in, I don't know, forever probably. I still write letters to myself, and that's one of my forms of therapy. It's just jot it down. Everybody has all the little sayings. When you're in the storm, learn to dance in the rain. All that shit sound good, but when you're in a storm, it's your storm. So dancing ain't the first thing come to your mind. So the first thing usually come to my mind when I'm going through a storm is to sit down and put my thoughts on paper. And a couple of days later, then I read it. And just to say, you know what, in a couple of days, shit changed. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse, but it never stays the same. It changes. So I use that as, just to know, just to remember, even though I may not be where I want to be, it's better than it was yesterday. And tomorrow may be better.
That's the type of resolve that I'm learning. Like, you know me, you know my reactions to a lot of things, and I know you. And to hear that, man, that's beautiful. Like, I would love to get mad and you know what? I'll go write myself and then read it later and understand, like, you know what, he wasn't even that serious.
Absolutely. And people, even your sister, Nene, laughed one time. She came to the house and I have a sheet of paper with all my passwords to everything. And she just laughed. Blah, blah, blah. Her phone died and she lost everything. She knew nothing. She said she didn't know a password. She didn't know how to get into any account. She said she thought about it. My mama had the right idea. I said, absolutely. I can write it down because I may not remember tomorrow. When I was working, I made my password. I forgot because I always forget. So that's what my password was. I forgot.
And you know what? Ain't nobody gonna figure that one out. That's one nobody gonna figure out.
So writing has always come easy for me. I like to write. I like to read and I like to write. And I'm such a person. I read a book and I have to read it with a highlighter because I gotta highlight the typos that's in the book when they wrote the English wrong or the period not there, I just be aggravated. But I just highlight all the errors and keep reading.
That's why I sent stuff to you. Like when I when I got the pieces came, I was like, "Hey, mama, look over these." I do that because I know you're gonna read it, but you also gonna check for mistakes, so I won't be out there looking some type of way. So I appreciate you've been like that a long time though.
Yep. Yep.
Long time. So
Mm-hmm.
story time.
Story time. Do you really want to do that?
I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up a few little details,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me the story.
Okay.
A line of bushes.
You can stop right there. So the story is Paul Cram, DeAndre at the time, had a habit of not want to get a whipping. Always doing some shit that called for a whipping, but not want to get it. So he had a habit of running. So this particular day, he takes off running through the neighborhood. He looked back, he see me, he's still running. I'm right behind him. Well, he see these bushes, and he know that I'm scared of lizards, frogs, everything in the bushes. So he say, okay, if I can make it to the bushes, she ain't gonna come behind me. He ran through them bushes and looked back, and all he saw was my hand grabbing his ass and pulling him back through them bushes.
Man,
He's a runner. He liked to run.
Leona snitched on me.
Who?
Like, I love my Leona. I love my cousin, but to this day,
Right.
I'm gonna always remember that she snitched on me. She
Sure
said,
did.
"They can go right there."
Sure did. Because that's what mothers do. We have to stick together.
Man,
You was gonna get that one.
yeah, I did. I don't remember what I did. I know I ain't do it no more.
Mhm.
I just know that I ain't do it no more.
Do you remember when do you remember in Deerfield, 3 guys chased you home because they wanted to fight you?
Brandy Town, Nathan Shoemate, Billy Dove.
And me and Grandpa was under the carport playing dominoes. And Grandpa say, boy, what you running for? And you say, Grandpa, they want to fight me. It's 3 of them. What Dad say? But not but one of them, you better whoop somebody.
I found out that day I could fight though.
And God heaven, you never stopped. But you've stopped now, so.
Yeah, I don't do all right. I'm glad for growth. I'm really glad for growth. Like, don't get it wrong. I want the world to understand it. Don't get it wrong. Like the old me, it wouldn't take much. Like you can make me feel like you had an issue, especially when it came down to this woman right here or my 2 sisters. I don't care what it is, it's gonna have to happen. I can be miles away. If I find out about it, I'm kind of like it just gotta happen. The me now, if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Right? I just got too much to lose. Don't touch me. And don't touch them.
Yeah.
Say what you want, you can talk, but don't touch them and don't make them feel like you gonna touch them. Let me clear that. Don't touch me, but don't make them feel like you gonna touch them. That's different. That's different. I wear a smile in that mugshot.
Yeah.
I know. Yes. So have you gotten over your fear of frogs since you do stay like your backyard is huge?
No, absolutely not.
So you got all that backyard with that nice pretty deck and beautiful lawn furniture, gazebo. Do you ever enjoy it?
Yeah. When somebody else is with me, I can't. I don't go out there by myself because I don't want the frogs to think I'm coming uninvited. So no, I don't.
That's their area.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't bother them. And if I have company go out there. Evie's son Jaden, he had to come over here and kill a frog, and I don't know.
You still call people to the house to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
what's crazy is that's the norm.
Yeah, there was a frog at the front door. I had a car full of groceries. I had an event. I went and got somebody out their house, and I told her, I said, baby, I got $20. You can get all 20 of them. But there's a frog at the front door, and as soon as I open the door, he's gonna come in. I don't know whether he's been waiting for me to get home or what's really going on. And she comes over and she say, well, Nana, I'm just gonna sweep him away from the door. No, ma'am, you're gonna kill him.
He gotta go.
Because I don't want him going back telling his friends. So I want them to know he came and never returned. So they won't come. Kill him. No. So anybody that's animal activist or whatever you are, if you got a problem with me killing the frog, you need to come get the frog. Oh, well.
Oh, man. So besides poetry, I know you have a love for poetry and things of that nature. What other passions do you have?
Actually, I have a passion for cooking. And I'm relatively good at it. Not to toot my own horn, but shit. BB. Yeah. So, but I come from a long line of great cooks. My mom was a great cook. Mama Dia was a great cook. Actually, my Aunt Jackie is the first Black-owned catering company in Alexandria that she had for over 40 years. So, and we worked in that catering business. She finally retired, and now I've opened my Drea's Private Dining catering business. So that is my therapy. That's why I guess I don't do as much pen to paper, because I can go in the kitchen. Like I said, I was cooking just now because I have an event on Friday, so I'm prepping. I prep. So that's just my therapy. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's not a chore for me. And people who say, oh, I don't feel like cooking. I do. I go to the grocery store every day, whether I have to buy something or not. I go to the grocery store so much. Nene and I were in Albertsons, and the manager passed, and he said, hey, mama. And then they said, wait a minute. Wait, that's too many people.
He's doing too much.
But that's how often I go in the store. I go in Albertsons so much that they close the deli at 6 o'clock, I think, or 8 o'clock, whatever. And I go in there and the deli closed, and the manager go in the deli and cut my meat. Because I go every day. He said, I'm more dependable than the employees. I love a grocery store. I love it. I can go.
I remember that crawfish spot was like that. They know you like that. The Barges.
Yeah. No, not the Barges. Tom's. Remember Tom's? I go to the Barges. Yep, Tom's. And I went to Lafayette last weekend, and we had some crawfish. Oh my God, those were the best crawfish I ever had in my life, besides the ones that Bebe cooked for my retirement party. They were huge and they were delicious. And I don't want to go nowhere else and get them because I'm gonna be disappointed.
Bebe, talk about Sharon Gale brother.
Bebe, Sharon Gale brother, Bebe dead. He ain't boiling no crawfish.
You're right. I thought I got him and Boosie.
Boosie passed too.
I've been gone too long.
Yeah, you've been gone off. Bebe is Derek.
Oh, I know. I play baseball with Bebe.
Huh?
Yeah.
Bebe can boil some crawfish. Oh my God.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know him from baseball. I know he is still. He should be in the pros. Like, it's not a lot of people that I would say was better than me at that game, and he's definitely was better than me at that game.
Yeah, Bebe, he bought some crawfish for me for my retirement party, and those were the best I've ever had. And the ones I had Saturday were the biggest I've ever had. But yeah, Bebe can boil some crawfish.
Man, I saw a picture of you said it was baby lobsters. Baby
lobsters, yes, they were delicious. They weren't cheap, but the trip was two of my friends, classmates. They knew I was going through a little something, so one of them, Yvette, she sponsored me a trip for the weekend just to get away. And I thought that was a beautiful thing, and I had a great time.
That's what real friendship is. Yeah. You know, like, yeah. That's real friendship. I've been around you and a lot of your friends, and they're like not gonna blast names because we don't do the great K guys type of stuff. But there's been some people that's been around you that I knew weren't gonna be around you long. You know,
Well, you know how it is. They say a reason and a season. So yeah. But I have been truly blessed because I have friends that I've been friends with for over 40 years, and we're still friends. You know, so I'm not gonna call names. I'm gonna miss somebody, and somebody gonna get up and see it. And,
feel it hurt.
yeah. So, but they know who they are. You know, so those type of relationships are important, especially when you get my age. You know, I'm not gonna be here as long as I've been here, so I have to take this time and just focus on me and try to find what my happiness is. You know, I was sitting down last week, like I said, going through a little something, and I was started to write, and I couldn't answer the question. And the question was, who am I to me? And I don't know. You know, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a confidant, I'm a niece, I'm a cousin, I'm a sister, but I'm all those roles to other people. And I couldn't figure out who am I to me.
Wow.
And I still haven't come up with the answer to that, because every time I identify, it's a role I play for someone else. You know, and none of those roles are insignificant. I love being a mother. I love being a friend. I love all of that. But I don't know who I am to Andrea. And that's what I'm looking for.
I wish it was a different guest so I could say what I wanted to say, but that's the type of question that a lot of people need to ask themselves. Like a self-reflection is needed. Like I never once ever asked, who am I to me? Like it never dawned on me to ask that question. And wow, that's a piece. I want you to continue to try to figure that out. I want you to write that piece.
Well, I had started writing, and I couldn't answer the question. I couldn't, no matter how much I go back in my brain and I think of past decisions, and they weren't great decisions, but my life as a whole, how do you wrap that up? Because I'm so many things, but I don't know who I am. So that's going to take some thought. And like I say, I'll put pen to paper, and it may come up to be a poem, or it may come up to be a letter to myself.
Man, you're gonna definitely have me think about this. That's something that's going, and I know it's gonna bother me. It's gonna have me up. Like, am I to me? Wow. So I tell people this, and nobody believes me.
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to tell people that in real life, I believe Tupac is my stepdad.
What do you mean? What do you mean, stepdaddy? That's your damn daddy.
See, now
Don't play.
on this internet, these people, all right, that's gonna be the next viral thing. They gonna all cram. But yeah, and let the people know like about you being. There's a lot of people say they're a fan of Tupac, but I don't think they know that you are a fan of Tupac.
Well, you know what? I must not be a complete fan, because Nate, your sister, called me yesterday. No, she texted me this morning, and she said, "Do you remember the movie Tupac Game Related?" And I said, "No." And she said, "What?" I said, "No." So I'm not a fan of Tupac movies. I'm a fan of Tupac's music. So no, I don't remember Gang Related. So when she texts me later this evening, she said, "I thought I was right, but I was wrong." I said, "About what?" She said, "I thought they used doubles, that Tupac had died before the end of the movie." I said, "No, Tupac died after the movie was complete." "Well, how did you know that if you don't remember the movie?" I say, "I just remember the headlines." But, I've never watched the movie that they did about Tupac. I never watched it.
Really?
Never watched
I honestly thought you would have had everything Tupac related.
Just his music. And I didn't like Machiavelli. I like Tupac. Machiavellic music changed. He still had a message. Tupac music has a message. Always had a message. And that's why one of my favorite comedians is Cat Williams. He has a message. He makes it funny, but he has a message. And I like that. But Machiavelli was a different type of music for me.
Man, so I've never I didn't hear a Biggie song until I was out the house.
That's when they say somebody asked her who you think was better, Biggie or Tupac. She said, "Who is Biggie?" We wasn't allowed to listen to him. Biggie got really good music, but no.
I tell people that all the time. I said, man, I had to get grown to listen to Biggie Smalls or anybody from the East Coast for that matter. I said it made me feel like I was involved in the East Coast West Coast beat because it was a Tupac house. Like Biggie wasn't played in the house. Like what?
And people say things like, "Oh, you got to be." I mean, I said my children were not really exposed to a lot because Tisha said she was an adult before she had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because their mama was a cook.
We had it.
No, you didn't have that. Your mama cooked. So when people say you ain't never fixed no peanut butter and jelly. Now, did they take eggs and break them on the floor so they could slip and slide? Yes, they did that.
Okay. So now that came up, let me tell you what really happened.
Tell me.
That was me. But I had all intentions to do right. I think I was trying to cook, but the egg failed. And when it failed and we realized
you could
that it's slippery, then we just decided at this moment, broke the eggs to play. Now, I didn't think about the after effects. I didn't think about that. I didn't, but we had fun for that short amount of time until you got up.
I'm sure.
You know what else I remember?
Did you have fun falling through the ceiling?
Again, my heart was in the right place. I went to go get the Christmas tree because we were going to put up the Christmas tree. And I see that it's a beam, space. Well, Grandpa ain't teach me that lesson yet. We was doing other stuff. So I didn't know I had to just walk on the beam that looked like floor. And it wasn't. But to this day, I remember when I fell, I remember holding on, and I remember looking up. And all I kept saying was, God, please let this be the carport. Please let this be the carport. All I kept saying. And when I looked and saw that kitchen sink, I was like, I'm done. Man.
Y'all experience.
I remember when you allowed something to happen. I was upset with you about it too.
What?
You thought it was funny. When Reverend Grandma came and knocked on my window Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, and made me get up, get dressed, and mow my grass. Then I had to go next door with Caleb, and we had to build a chicken coop.
Oh, well.
And you thought it was the funniest thing in the world. You and Miss Brown were standing there for
tri-state area. Everybody got to get it. Remember Bubba Barnes? He asked about you. He asked about you every time I see him. He asks about you. And Coach Sharp and wife, they all ask about you.
Hold up. Huh? Okay, go tell your sister. Brianna. Oh, I miss Coach Shockey. Like I really was trying to find a way to get in touch with him, and I couldn't. I really want to talk to Coach Shockey. I'm glad. How is he doing?
Seem to be doing well every time I see him. Like I say, they always ask about you. I usually see him in Albertson.
And BJ, I can't believe you just called that man Bubba Barnes. Like that's BJ. Bubba's his daddy, man.
Yeah.
Man, that was one of the wettest jump shots, man. Like, yeah, BJ had a real cold jump. Dude was cold.
Desmond was home. He just left yesterday.
Talking about super football FBI agent.
Yes, him and his little boy.
Yeah, proud of that man.
Yep. He just left yesterday. Getting married next year.
He's doing what?
He's getting married next year.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
that's good. Well, we at the midpoint real quick. We gonna bring up V so he can introduce the blast music artist of the night. What's good, V?
What's going on? Great stories. I'm loving what you guys are talking about. Appreciate the transparency. Ooh,
I don't know, I'm having problems with all this here, but whatever.
she bringing out the truths.
Are you hearing? Didn't I tell you? That's why I said I wanted to move it closer to 8 o'clock. Cause at 9, she's normally in the bed, bro. She was gonna get on me.
I ain't mad at her. I would be too if I could go to sleep. But anyhow, so tonight is my boy. This is our R&B superhero, man. This is my man Hakeem Romance, and this song is called Senorita. Let's check it out.
This is for my model ties with a Coke bottle. And to my full figures, I push up on your full throttle. Yeah, baby, stop playing on me. You can get all the work, I even put in OT. I'm on go mode, thought I'd let you know this a land of romance. You super classy, but when you vibing with me, we getting nasty. Yeah, yeah, never trashy. I'ma dive in it, look at this, slide in it, yeah. That's what I like, only for the night side. I'ma need you a few more times. Had to keep it real, you know the drill. Now bring that ass here. Shit. Girl, we got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, senorita, let me freak ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is, cause I've done one. My drip up on the mill, tell your mama chill. She out and ready and steady, might just get to it. I'ma have to tell her, give me 6 feet. She acting big, check the swag all up on me. Ay, Miss Jackson, what you want? Be aware, I'ma show you I'm full grown. I know you here for a good time, not a long time. But listen, can we make it both? You got what I need, I got what you want. Understand what the vibe is. You looking like you ready to go. You ain't got dressed up to the night. So dangerous, you out of line.
Look, ma'am, you knew exactly what you were doing when you put that on.
Girl, we got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, senorita, let me break ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is, cause I've done one. You got my undivided attention, so is any lady. I saw you from across the room and I was just wondering maybe if you'd like to take a tour of the crib. You can bring your friend too. Hey, listen, I'd like to show you things. I can have you pulling up in the Benz or a photo range, cause I can show you the world. Take my hand, let's explore. Yeah, I'm like we're playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, senorita, let me break ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is, cause I've done one.
Yes, indeed. That's my boy Hakeem Romance, and that was Senorita. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or an up-and-coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. Blast is also looking for those who love to hear great music. So you can also go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds and hundreds of independent music. Blast. We're constantly changing the industry, one artist at a time. All right, guys, back to
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So we in the second half of this thing, and I'm about to ask you some more timeline questions.
What kind of question?
Timeline questions. I'm gonna ask you questions from like each little school. We gonna go with school. What is your fondest and your worst memory of me at Horseshoe Drive Elementary.
Okay. The fondest memory is when, remember Warlene Lewis?
Yes.
Warlene Lewis came and got you out of class, and you didn't disrespect her, you didn't cut up, you didn't say anything. You just said, "Yes, ma'am, Miss Lewis." And she gave you something, I guess busy work or whatever. And she realized how very intelligent you were. You just was a badass, but you were very, very smart. And for her to come, because Warlene didn't hold no punches or nothing. And she said, everything that happens, Charles is not at fault. He has a reputation, so they automatically assume he's wrong. She said, but everything that happens, he's not at fault. So I was very pleased to hear that. The worst moment at Horseshoe is when you decided to bite the teacher.
That was second grade.
Yeah, you said Horseshoe. So, I mean, let's be real. Shit, you got put out of daycare. So.
I don't remember that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
St. James?
Yeah, daycare, St. James.
Oh, St. James?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. You got removed from St. James. I ain't never seen a pre-K get suspended. You did.
I did good at Tom Thumb, though, but Miss Cheney used to scare me.
Tom Thumb, you was 4.
I did good.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get something.
Okay. What else you got?
I'm scared to go higher. But why don't you let Mr. Gill give me a paddle in the 6th grade? When he gave me a choice, he told me, do I want to get suspended or do I want to paddle? And I said, I want to get suspended. And you said,
you gonna get that paddle. Shit. When you suspended, who also suspended? Me, who got to be at home with you. Beat that ass and let's go on to the next class. No, sir. You ain't gonna sit at home for 3 days and watch TV.
Mr. Gill hit too hard.
Yeah, well, I'm not one of them. I'm an old school mama. We ain't friends. No, sir. You will not lay up at the house and watch TV for 3 days while I'm getting up going to work. No, sir.
All 3 of your children have, in some form or fashion, I feel, has made you proud.
Say it again?
In some form or fashion. Like, they're doing things as adults that make you say, I did a good job.
Yeah. I always question the job I did. I don't know how good it was, but I always look at the 3 of you and I'm in awe. I really am.
Why do you question the job? Why do you question the job that you done?
Especially with you, because I had you at 19. Ain't nothing about being nobody's mama. And y'all don't come with instructions. And all 3 of my kids are different. They're totally different. So it's like if you raised in the same house, same rules, same everything, but all 3 of you are totally different. I have a running joke with my friends, and I say, when I get old and they get ready to put me in the nursing home, I say, Tisa gonna pay for the nursing home. She gonna have money. Nene gonna come check on me and get my sheets clean and make sure they wiping me up. I say, but that boy, when he find out them girls and put me in the nursing home, he coming to get me. Yeah, I said, we might be eating out of cans. We might be sleeping on a box, but he coming to get me. And we laugh about it. I say, but you know your children. You never say what they will or won't do, but you pretty much know your children. You have always been the protector. And Nene say right now to this day, I would give my brother a round trip flight to come whoop you. Because she know if she call, you coming. And Tisa the same way. Tisa say, me and my brother may not talk, but I know if I call my brother, he coming. So I feel proud that y'all all turned out well. I never had to go to Angola. I never had to post bond. And I'm proud of that. Could it have been better? Absolutely. I asked myself, somebody asked, girl, if you knew then what you know now, what age would you go back? I say 25. 25, I had my children, but I would have made better financial decisions. I would have made better decisions because I would have known better. But all in all, shit, we actually grew up together. Because at 23, I had 3.
Them little ladies there, man. They didn't give you as much as I gave you. I feel like because my sister was intelligent enough to be sneaky, and I didn't know how to be sneaky. I used to just do.
Pretty
So
much.
with me having that mentality or whatever, how hard was it for you to raise me to be a man? Like like a lot of people didn't expect that. I remember being questioned by members of the family if and it's like nah. But I was raised as all women. So how hard was that for you to raise me as a man, but the only other male was grandpa?
That's what I was about to say. I didn't do it by myself. Because although there was no man in my house, my daddy was a phone call away. Always. Always. So there was never a time that I felt like I was doing it by myself. I'm a single parent, but it's a lot of married people that are single parents. So just because somebody in the house don't mean you have a partner. So when I say it took a lot of us, you could get something from a lot of people in our family, but our family is majority female. But you knew if Keith came around, Keith was going to make sure you were straight. Keith was going to always make sure if he thought you was finna get an ass whooping, he was going to try to take you on a ride till I calmed down.
Yeah.
So those type of things you don't take for granted. Keith and I were cousins, but y'all youth, he was more like a brother to me because he was there. My daddy was there. So, I never say I did it by myself because I didn't. I had prayer warriors. I had a good foundation. I had a good support system. So I'm just thankful that y'all all are independent and doing well. And that does my heart good.
I saw a picture of Keith on Facebook the other day and it almost brought me to tears. That man looked like Grandpa. But he had that thing on his hands.
Sammy Ray really looks like Grandpa. If you go, he looks.
I don't really know. I don't know him. I don't think I've never met him face to face. But I was scrolling Facebook, and as I was scrolling, I went across Amber's page, and I saw him hugging her like this, and I had to hurry up and go back down because I know in my heart my grandpa not him.
He looked like.
So when I went back down, I was like, wow, man, he's strong.
Yeah, he looks like the older he gets, and he got that little haircut Grandpa used to wear.
Same haircut.
We went down there. We went to Mississippi, me and Aunt Jack and Amber, to surprise him at his church. And when he walked through that door, it almost took my breath away because he looks a lot like my dad. Yeah.
Grandpa was my superhero, man. I remember, I don't care what was going on. I don't care what it was. I could be all the way in the wrong. you just gotta watch how you handle it. And donuts, like to this day, a person can't give me a donut without me comparing it to Shipley's donuts. And to be honest with you, I've had donuts better than Shipley's, but Shipley's is it's symbolic, man. That was, and my grandpa used to bring a dozen Shipley's donuts or big old bag of popcorn.
The popcorn is all over the floor that I got to pick up. Or he'll just pop up with 3 rabbits and let them loose in the den.
Oh man, I remember them. I remember Kilo killed one.
And I starved the other 2.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't feed them and me either.
We was all scared to touch them.
Yep. Yeah, I had a great daddy, a great daddy. Sure did.
Yeah.
I miss him every day. Every day.
So, hey, Jackie, man. So, have you officially taken the torch, or and how far
You know, Aunt Jack
by the
ain't gonna
time
never stop. Aunt Jack is still dibble and dabble here and there, but
are you
that's
serious? I
what,
thought she was done.
huh?
I thought she was done.
No, she's still, and Jack ain't gonna never stop, and that's what probably keeps her young. You know, and Jackie, she been doing this so long, so some people in Alexandria won't allow her to retire. They'll say, "Oh, you just got to do this one." And you so you know, it's people that were her clients and customers 30, 40 years ago. She's not gonna tell them no. But
Yeah.
she don't do really big things anymore. But yeah, she's still dibble and dabble. Yep, always. And you know, my god baby Jack, she graduates tomorrow Friday.
Man.
She graduates Friday. Time
You know,
just
I've only seen her like 3 times in my life, and each time she had a room in your house when she was a little girl. I haven't seen her
she's
with 2 digit
she's a
age.
female version of Keith. She looked just like her daddy.
Oh,
She looked just like
oh. So she act like
Nah, she don't really act like, you know, Keith is introvert. He don't really hang a lot. And Jack is that way too. She's very, she don't have a lot of people she hang out with or nothing like that. But that's probably where the similarities stop. That neither one of them are very social.
it, it, grandpa grandpa is just top tier. Like there's nothing greater than grandpa. He's just amazing. But as far as like other males in my life, Keith, like it's something special about Keith. Like the way I feel about cousin Keith. Like Big Keith is just it's something super special about Keith. Like my Mount Rushmore of men that I looked up to growing up would be Grandpa. It'll definitely be Keith. Believe it or not, well, of course you know Coach Shoppy. And as far as like just looking up to somebody, Bubba Barnes. Like Mr. Barnes used to take time out with me and like just and if I was wrong about something, he had no problem.
Not at all.
He know me. And Mr. Barnes is a critical figure in my upbringing out there in Deerfield. Mr. Barnes kept me out of a lot of trouble. Coach Shoppy, you don't know this, well you probably do. But man, when I say Coach Shoppy used to sometimes I'd be on punishment, but you would still let me go to practice. And Coach Shoppy knew I'm supposed to be on punishment. Like we'll have a practice, and then after that practice, I gotta practice. So now it's like I got bleachers, I got field, I'm running. Like and he'll tell me all the time, don't play with your mom, and that's it. It was no more conversation. Like he was just, I had people who I really looked up to, and what's sad about a lot of that situation is I didn't learn to appreciate it until I was an adult. Like I felt ganged up on growing up. In reality, man, I didn't realize how hard it really was raising me. Like I was like mentally, I was stuck between feeling like I'm the man of the house, so I need to be treated as such, you know. And at the same time, it's like it's still my mama, like she's still in charge of things, and you know. So I really feel like a lot of the raising I had growing up was because I didn't know how to process rejection of things that I shouldn't have thought that was supposed to be mine anyway.
Okay.
And I want to openly apologize because I put you through some stuff that you didn't deserve, mama. But I want to say thank you for not giving up on me, even when I gave up on me. You don't have no idea how many times I was mad because I woke up. Like, I didn't want to be here no more. Like I was tired of being here, but I was, and I started to write about this. But it's like I said, I was tired of being here, but I was too scared to do anything about it.
Mhm.
Like, and it was so I was just stuck, and that depression turned into anger, and it just
It'll happen.
Man,
Yeah,
I thank you. I thank you so much.
you're welcome. And I thank you. I thank you for making me the woman that I am. Because without that, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have understood the struggle. Maybe I would have been like, this was easy. It wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah. So,
Do you have a poem handy?
not one that I wrote. Nope.
Who wrote it?
Oh, I don't know. It's unknown, but it's a poem I like. But I actually looked back there when I talked with you. I looked back there to see if I had the first one that I wrote at Grambling, and I always thought I had it, but I couldn't put my hands on it. Yeah, I couldn't put my hands on it, so I don't have anything that I wrote.
Well, read that piece that you have, and then I want you to explain how it made you.
The piece that's not mine. Oh,
Just let it be known that it was written. This is an unknown author.
let me go get it. No, we don't have no. I don't see no author name on there. Well, let it be known it's not mine. So I used to have this on the wall at work. And it says, a woman should have enough money within her control to move out and rent a place on her own, even if she never wants to or needs to. A woman should have a youth she content to leave behind, a past juicy enough that she's looking forward to retelling it in her old age. A set of screwdrivers, a cordless drill, and a black lace bra. One friend who always makes her laugh and one who lets her cry. A woman should have a good piece of furniture not previously owned by anyone else in her family, 8 matching plates, wine glasses, and stems. Every woman should know how to quit a job, break up with a lover, confront a friend without ruining the friendship. Every woman should know when to try harder and when to walk away. Every woman should know that she can't change the length of her calves, the width of her hips, or the nature of her parents, that her childhood may not have been perfect, but it's over. Every woman should know what she would or wouldn't do for love, how to live alone even if she doesn't like it. Every woman should know whom she can trust, whom she can't, and why she shouldn't take it personally. Every woman should know where to go, be it to her best friend's kitchen table or a charming inn in the woods where her soul needs soothing. I like that poem. I don't know who wrote it. Me don't know who wrote it.
It's a beautiful piece, bro. Where are you going? I bet you could. I bet you could.
Huh?
I said, I bet you could.
I couldn't what?
I said, I bet you're cooking.
Yes, absolutely. I told you I have an event Friday. So I'm just doing prep work. I'm not cooking. I'm just doing prep work. So when I get off tomorrow, I won't have a whole lot prepping to do. I just have cooking.
Well, won't you give us some information about Dress Fine Dining and how people can find you? How can you get booked?
So it's Drea's Private Dining, and I try to do no more than 100, and I do settings for intimate dining. So if it's 4 people, that's fine. If it's 12 people, that's fine. I try to do a menu that varies, but whatever the customer wants. And I'm okay with saying, oh, no, I can't cook that. But I'm not okay with not trying. So you go through my Facebook page, there are lots and lots of menus and recipes that I put on there, and I usually try them. So cooking for me, they can contact me through Facebook. My number and all of that is on my card, my business cards. But cooking for me is never a chore. It's never a chore. It don't matter how tired I am, I can always find energy to put a pot on the stove. So if you find something that you love to do and you can get paid to do it, that's just lanyard. Because I would do it for free. That's how much I love cooking.
Wow. That's how I feel about poetry. That's exactly how I feel about poetry. Like, poetry is my therapy.
Yeah.
Like I can be as angry as I want to be. I can be as lustful as I want to be. I can be as goofy as I want to be, and I can bleed on that paper, and I can just get all of that out. And I've come to the realization that sometimes my pieces, as much as it may hurt to write some of these pieces, can help some people who's gonna hear these pieces.
Yep.
You know, it's like those meals you cooking, man, people probably saved up forever just to, like, your name is known in the city to eat. I'm Procter & Gamble. You could stop having caterers that had you cooking for events.
Yeah.
You know? So you should see me up here when people try to cook certain stuff, and I just be like, nah, that ain't it.
Yeah. I love to do it. I just love to do it. I do.
So if you can have one wish granted at this very moment, what would that wish be?
My children's happiness. Just for them to be loved and to love. Be happy. That's all I want. And shit, talk to Shaq, since he giving people money and shit. I want to see if he want to throw me something. So if y'all know how to get in touch with Shaq, tell him I'm in need of some shit. He ain't got to buy me no car, he ain't got to buy me no house, but he can just write a check, little small check.
Man, if anybody can tag this Shaquille O'Neal, please let him know that my mama said,
I need some business. Tell him he could even be my partner. He could come sample the food.
That's what. Oh man. Well, on behalf of Louisiana Lyricist Lounge, presented by Blast Music 24/7, me, Paul Cram the Poet, and my co-host Imuna J, I want to say thank you, Mama, for coming out, for taking the time out, because I know this is well past your bedtime. And
all right. Mess around and call me at 10 and you knew that answer.
See, look, we ain't gonna do that.
There you go. Y'all quit playing with me. You don't know if I'm just going to bed to sleep. You don't know what I'm going to bed early for. Remember the wrong drawer?
All right, quick story. All right. Before we leave, quick story. So it's very seldom that I come home, and which I need to change that. But I came home and I was at my mama's house, and I already knew what the meal was gonna be because Mama know what I want when I come home, which is what, Mama?
Red beans and rice, fried chicken, cornbread. Yep.
That's what I want. Like, you can't get that for real up there in Iowa. So she sent me to her room to get something out of her drawer. Now this is a single woman.
They told you the top drawer of the dresser.
They told me. I heard the drawer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which drawer. What I remember is that I opened the wrong drawer and I realized that my mama
is grown.
Know herself. Right? She's grown.
Grown.
What makes this crazy is that my immediate reaction was, ah! Her reaction from hearing me from the front part of the house was, you opened the wrong door, huh? Oh man, yeah, I had that image completely gone, and you brought that up. Man, I gotta go do some more shadow work for that one. I gotta get rid of that.
All right. Love you.
I love you too, Mama. You have a great.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
How get off?